Victoria.
Albert.
In October 1839, Windsor Castle welcomed two very special guests, Prince Albert and his brother Ernest. At the time, young Queen Victoria had told everyone she had no intention of marrying. But the moment she saw Albert, everything changed. In her diary, she wrote, "It was with some emotion that I beheld Albert, who is beautiful." Just 5 days later, Victoria made up her mind. On October 15th, she proposed to Albert herself, a rare move for a queen. The news delighted her mother and her uncle Leopold, who had long hoped for this match. For Albert, this was more than romance, it was his life's purpose. He had been raised to be Victoria's partner, and now he was ready to step into that role. But royal marriages were never private affairs. Because of opposition from the Tory party, Parliament granted Albert an annual allowance smaller than that of previous royal consorts, £30,000 instead of the usual £50,000. Albert felt slighted and frustrated, longing for greater financial independence. The decision deepened Queen Victoria's resentment towards the Tory party. Their wedding took place on February 10, 1840, at the Chapel Royal of St. James's Palace. Victoria wore a white dress with a wreath of orange blossoms and myrtle, a choice that made white wedding dresses fashionable for brides ever after. Albert looked striking in the uniform of a British field marshal, wearing the Order of the Garter. Few things captured the hearts of the British like a royal wedding, and the country was swept up in excitement. After the ceremony, the newlyweds traveled 3 hours to Windsor Castle, where they spent 2 blissful days together before returning to London and public life. But just weeks later, Victoria discovered she was pregnant. This news frightened her. She wanted more time to enjoy her new life with Albert before becoming a mother. Albert, meanwhile, was determined to do more than simply stand at Victoria's side. He began to take on public roles, becoming president of the Society for the Extinction of Slavery and giving speeches that won warm applause. He also supported Victoria behind the scenes, helping her with government paperwork while she was expecting. Albert also encouraged Victoria to travel by train and supported the development of Britain's growing railway system, helping to modernize the country during the Victorian age. Because childbirth was so dangerous at the time, Parliament passed an act making Albert regent, meaning that if Victoria died in childbirth, he would legally govern the country. But their early marriage was not without drama. In the summer of 1840, an 18-year-old man named Edward Oxford attempted to assassinate Victoria while she and Albert were riding in an open carriage. Oxford fired twice but missed. He was tried for high treason, found not guilty by reason of insanity, committed to an insane asylum indefinitely. Rather than hiding away, Victoria defiantly continued to appear in public in an open carriage, earning the admiration and love of her people. And on November 21st, 1840, Queen Victoria gave birth to her first child, Princess Victoria, beginning a new chapter in the royal family story.